Welcome, everyone. My name is Randy Anderson. I'm the Chief Operations Officer for MODEXUS, and I appreciate all of you joining into this recording wherever you may be. And it's my privilege to welcome to this call our CEO at MODEXUS, Mr. Andrew Rinehart. Andrew, how are you today?
I am doing well. How are you, Randy?
I am doing great, thank you, and I appreciate you investing some time here. And I think we talked the other day about we want to start doing more of this type of thing, just having some casual conversation on some things that just can have an impact, not only for people that are building here with MODEXUS, but also just life in general, right? I think it's always good if we never stop learning. One of the things I learned early on in life is you're either moving forward or you're moving backward. There's no standing still, absolutely never. So I prefer moving forward. Do you agree?
That is a great point. Absolutely.
Good. So we've worked together for a little bit now, and I've learned a few things about you, and I'm sure you've learned some things the other way as well. But this is my turn. I'm going to point out a couple of things. Now, a few years ago, you wrote a book, and the title of that book was "Accomplish Anything." And I haven't got to read it because I haven't been able to find it. I know a couple people that have, and they absolutely loved it. So I'd love to see you bring that back in print, because I think all of our MODEXUS people would love to get their hands on that. But for you, the interesting thing is it's not just words. You actually believe that you can accomplish anything. And the other thing that I've noticed that I so respect and appreciate, you just refuse to major in the minors. You have this uncanny ability to keep your eye on the big picture, keep your eye on the prize. And I'd like for you just to talk a little bit about that in general, but then also how can that help people that are building here with our company? Because we live in a distracted world. I don't think there's any question that it's a world full of distractions, and it's so easy just to get off track. So I'm going to let you have the floor for a little bit, but the one and only Mr. Accomplish Anything, Andrew, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Randy. Well, I'm not an expert at all things business by any means. And frankly, you're kind of talking about this, don't major in the minors. Maybe don't get stuck in the weeds. Don't focus on the things that don't matter, might be kind of the same topic. And I definitely struggle with this. I find myself doing too many things that maybe other people should be doing, or that should be delegated, should go to an organization or a team member, or that simply don't move the needle. So I've fought this and still fight this, but I am getting better at it. And as my organizations grow, you simply have no choice. I don't think that the basic answer to your question, though, how to do this, is a complicated one. For me, it's start with that end result in mind. Always, always, always. This would be my answer. How to not get stuck in the weeds, how to not major in the minors. If you start everything with the end in mind, and take your business here at MODEXUS, maybe you're a realtor, so your goal is to sell or buy homes. Maybe you're running a restaurant, your goal is to provide great food and bring in a ton of customers. Don't let yourself get distracted by anything that would hamper that end result. Always focus on what the end result is. So let's take your MODEXUS business. Let's say the end result is $10,000 a month and an organization in 2 countries. Let's just say, hypothetically. So back into that. So we start with that. Instead of starting with, I'm going to go grow the business, I'm going to go get some business cards, I'm going to do 3 Facebook posts, and I'm going to see where this can go. It probably will go nowhere. Start with the end in mind. Okay, we want that monthly income. We want 2 countries. We want this size of organization. How do I get to that? The next step might be, how many people will it take to accomplish $10,000 a month? So what does that organization have to be? Let's say it's 400 people, hypothetically. Okay, 400 people. How many of those need to be personally sponsored on my front line? Okay, 15 people, 20 people, whatever that is. Let's back into this. Starting with that end and then backing in really makes it more clear, for me at least. And by the time you get all the way to the first step, I think you'll be focused on the things that matter. And boy, do I see this take a toll, especially when companies get large with employees. but it can be just as an independent contractor in MODEXUS. What are you doing out there that is not moving the needle? That maybe it's just making you feel good, feeling accomplished. Maybe you're checking a few boxes, but it really isn't providing the result. It's not getting you to that end result. So what I would say is ask yourself, with each thing that you're doing to grow your business, whatever it is every day, is this helping me accomplish the end result? If you don't know the end result, go back to the first part of this, start with the end in mind, create the steps, back into it, and then focus like an obsessed crazy person on those steps. Do not take a casual approach. You'll get a casual result. Don't take a passive approach. You'll get a passive result. Be aggressive, be obsessive, be a crazy person. And as long as you're following those steps, I don't think you can fail. And you'll be surprised how you can kind of penetrate through all of the garbage that doesn't matter, that gets us distracted, to get you to that end goal. So that's maybe the longer answer of what I wanted to do, Randy, but that would be my answer.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Guys, all of you listening, I can promise you, move the needle. I hear that a lot from the boss. So it's every day is what can we do here with MODEXUS to move the needle? And Andrew, we had our best month in the history of this company in the month of July. And you said something to me the other day. You've been around the industry a long time. Usually in the summertime, and I do believe this, all excuses are equal. You know, it's a magical time in life when we get to a point where we just learn to talk to ourselves that way. Hey, all excuses are equal. Some may be more valid than others, but all are equal. Companies allow themselves to use that excuse. Oh, it's summertime, we're not going to grow. They bought into that before they even get started.
Yeah.
We've grown during the month of, or during the summer, especially during the month of July. So I know you maybe wanted to comment on that a little bit and start with the end in mind. I love that. How about writing the end in mind down too? How about having those written goals and backing into that? So a couple little things to close out there, kind of put you on the spot, but what are your thoughts on where we are, what is accomplished this summer? And then what about written goals?
Yeah, I totally agree on the written part, because that visual, preferably written and available daily in front of you multiple times a day. We did have a great summer, and I look at some of the other businesses I'm involved in. I look at businesses that friends are involved in. Summer's the worst. I mean, unless you're maybe tourism, July is one of the worst months for me. It's a bad month for a lot of people, retailers especially, but we grew this business in the summer. I think if we maybe look at what's happening in the macro economy, if you will, we're seeing rising in inflation. We know inflation's out of control. Probably it's 10% and we don't know it. 10% feels extremely low. If you go and try and buy a car, cars are way more than 10% more than they were. So I think inflation's out of control. Houses have doubled and tripled. That's 200%, forget 10%. So inflation is out of control. Interest rates are rising. You saw maybe the Fed today in Jackson Hole talking about, we're not going to let up. We're going to keep pushing these interest rates, likely in September and beyond. That means the price of capital, the price to buy a home, the price to buy a car, everything is going to go up. So people will not be able to afford maybe those luxuries that they had in the past. And that may lead them to a network marketing or affiliate model business. So we may be seeing kind of this trickle down effect. I think we are in excellent shape and in a great position to benefit what I think is coming as an economy. We may see unemployment start to raise again. It's been historically so low, but we see that raise. What do people look to? They look to developing their own businesses, being their own bosses, controlling their own futures. What better place than MODEXUS to do that?
Andrew, thank you. I couldn't agree more. We have an amazing hybrid opportunity. I just keep talking about that. You said that to me a few months ago. We really do have a unique hybrid opportunity here at MODEXUS, and it can be as much as you need it to be, as much as you want it to be, but start with the end in mind, write that down and then back into it and grow from there. And we've got this a smart pay system that is made of building blocks that are just natural to help you progress through that. And I'm just going to say this right here. If you're serious about building here, get with your sponsor, let them know. But if you need to strategize further, I'll make myself available to anyone that wants to build this seriously to a level that can make a huge difference for your family. So Andrew, I want to thank you for spending some time with us today. There he is. I want to thank you for spending some time with us today. And I think we should do some more of these conversations. What do you think?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We should make this a regular.
Perfect. Thanks for believing in all of us. And guys, until next time, just keep digging. Connecting people, products, and prosperity is what we're all about. And so we'll see you next time. Thanks.